Bauer is a poet and the author of Postmodern and the newly released Sanctuary. He's recognised by UNESCO Nottingham City of Literature and Writing East Midlands as one of the area's most prominent writers. Richard has collaborated on work with BBC Radio and Mansfield Town Football Club, amongst others. He'll be reading his nature-based poems written during the lockdowns and taken from the collection with the working title of Pleasures in the Pathless Woods. Welcome, Richard.
Thank you, Lucy, and hello to everybody. Thank you for making me welcome and inviting me to take part today. As Lucy said, these poems have been written during lockdown. These first two I wrote during the initial lockdown when days were filled with sunshine, basically. And this is called Sunshine Smiles Upon My Face. I close my eyes, sweet dreams arise. I listen to the birds, listening to every musical verse. And in the music and dance that bursts with complexity and delight, I open my eyes. I see vivid colours in leaves and in flowers, amid patterns rejoicing in the garden. And like an enchanting carpet beneath my feet, the ground becomes alive, connecting me with the earth and with the trees. My body becomes one with the sky and the surroundings. Its motion, its energy falls behind in memory. And looking up, I see the stars, red, blue and green, iridescent colours passing across, like living jewellery, luminous inwardly, breathing and flowing with the same life that's in me, as all is aligned, evoking a sense of beauty, like the teeth of a beautiful woman as she smiles, transposing exuberance as everything comes alive within this moment. Thank you. This next one's called The Blackbird Sings. As I sit and listen, I appreciate the pleasing way the blackbird sings its punctuation into the repeated phrases of the day. I hear beauty amongst verse, summoning the world, into which the blackbird submits, lifting my spirits, overlaying sound, powering light into every morning, singing through soft green explosions of the trees in these sprightly summer weeks, in ecstatic moments of dissolution. It's singing underpinning what is yet to come. Take the willow pollen, barely seen but not forgotten, striking a powerful chord as I sit and listen and appreciate the pleasing way the blackbird sings its punctuation into the repeated phrases of the day. This next one, when we were briefly allowed out during summer last year, I went to the coast and I wrote this. It's called Stormy Blues. The sun drifts on the surface of the sea before turning towards the ocean's floor and drowning in its dreams. My shadow walks on the sidewalk, unable to ignore and act on any impulse. Just then, a hummingbird hums hello, spurring me on from land to shining sea, haunting and calling like a mystery, leading me like the hand of an affected muse as I stumble awake in a portrayal of truth, trying to light the fire inside as one takes comfort from the rhythm of the ocean. The waves, they never end until I take my last breath, and after that, who knows? And then these last two I've written more recently. we've recently had snow up here. I don't know if you have down there, but anyway, I wrote these. This is called A Winter's Day Turns Golden. Needing fresh air, I go for a walk and make my way across the moor. The wind batters my ears and blows my hair backwards, while a cloud threatens and swells deep grey as it blows past the horizon's edges. In the distance, on open fields, flashes of gold simmer the pasture into green velvet and shafts of sun. Then, over the tawny moorland grasses, the arc of a rainbow appears, and above the wizened pines comes a falling bell-like song, and in sight a quick flock of golden birds, as if fired from some great bow. They all flock together, a glorious conjunction of all weathers. As rain is about to fall, the sunlight that then breaks over feels sudden and warm, and showering down the birds' melancholic calls. As I look up into the wind, sun and birds all at once, their bell-like lonely song whistles around me, as over the moor they swirl and swerve, vanishing impossibly, and as quickly as they had come, their contrasting plumage fades, as the moorland drifts into greys, and the open moor is peopled with its softly muted song. And I'll just finish on this last one. It's called Snow White Paradise. The forest closed around me, falling silent with an intensity. The light faded, then died. The temperature fell as a darkening cloud scudded down unexpectedly. From the north, a rogue shower approached. A parade of sleet quickly turned to snow. Pieces, old-fashioned, penny-sized, floated down with the gentleness of butterflies. As I sit on a tree stump, beneath a leeward of some mighty trunk, to appreciate the show of falling snow against the dark background of spruce trees across the coombe, then came the peace, the serenity, and the quietude, as an inner warmth arose, while the moss on the ground around me whitened. After the snow had ceased, the silence continued, until broken by a robin trilling. Motionless, the tree slept in deepened silence, the nadir of winter, but I could sense within, being conjured, was spring. Thank you.
Thanks very much. So we've already got lots of comments. Lovely from Laurel. Sings its punctuation into the repeated phrases of the day. Wow, what a line. From Yisha Richards, poems are vivid and beautiful. He reads very well. I hope to read more of his poetry in future. Laurel again, some of the pasture and you're there. Yisha, just correcting herself. Carolyn shows you really love birds. Carolyn Beckenham. Great as usual, Richard. That's from Karen.
Awesome. Thank you.
So lots of lovely comments. Don't know if Kate Birch has anything to say. Kate's always on the very touching from Semra. Thank you. Kate's always on the lookout for poets. But lots of lovely positive comments. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I thought we might get some football ones from you, considering your
next time.
Do you work with the footballers and then come up with something?
I've done the official poem for Mansfield Town Football Club. You can type that into YouTube and you can listen to that. Great.
I've got more comments. Vanishing impossibly, wonderful line, great delivery. Nicola Williams, beautifully written and delivered. Very touching. So yeah, you're getting a big thumbs up. It's like one of those awful talent competitions, isn't it? But we're a bit better than that. Anyway, well done, Richard. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
And Richard Seabow, watch this space. Thanks, Laurel.